Hey, Jamie, how are you doing this
Hey,
morning?
I am doing well. How about you?
Well, it's like afternoon here. I'm East Coast, you're West Coast in California, and it's been gray for 3 days, and the sun finally came out, and I feel like my whole everything, my spirit, everything wakes up when the sun comes up and just goes into this funk when it's not up. So right now I feel great again. It's
Oh,
nice.
good, good. Yeah, we have a sunny day here. It's yesterday it was freezing. I was wearing like a wool sweater in my studio. It was so cold. I had wool socks on. Today, no socks. It's going to be like 75 and sunny. By Friday, it's supposed to be like 90 degrees. I don't even know how that happens, but I'm going to go with it. I could just open up my front door and my truck door and get that cross ventilation, and hopefully it won't be too that hot in April.
Lovely.
Weird.
Yeah, well, I'm in North Carolina, so like 2 weeks ago we had 89 degrees, and the next week we had 50 degrees for the high, and this week it's just all over the
Weird. It's like someone's hijacked our weather.
place.
As our weather. I want it to be 73 degrees. It'd be so great.
I know, right? It is.
Yeah.
Right now, it is. As soon as I get off with you, I should force myself to just, even if it's just walk in circles around my front yard, I need to get out.
Yeah, it's good to get out. I try to walk every day.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel like it's kind of hard to explain. It's almost like parts of me feels normal, but then I feel a lot of anxiety. Like I don't have the freedom to go anywhere. I can go to my studio, which is in an industrial park. So my husband's working at home and having all these conference calls. And I'm like, I just need to get out, go to my studio, just be in total silence and try to make something. I mean, it's not like I'm making some kind of masterpiece or anything. It's just that it's fun to have my fingers in the fabric and look at colors and play with them. And,
What are you making?
I'm doing this circle thing with Sizzix 9-inch circles. And then I'm filling in the circles with fabric and just willy-nilly, nothing, not a masterpiece, just something fun. You can see it if you go to my Instagram circles under Jamie Fingal, you'll see the circles.
Huh, I'll have to check
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of playing around. I have all this fabric from my fabric line, and I thought, let's just do this. I'm not getting much done. I feel like I don't know, there's some kind of underlying weird thing with the whole coronavirus. It's like
It's called corona anxiety.
Yeah, it's just weird. And then I think, just do what you want to do. Lay on your couch, read a book. I've done a lot of reading. I've read so many books. But then I have times where I just actually need to do artwork. I do draw every day. I keep a sketchbook that I've been keeping for 6 months.
Do you have it with you?
I have the one I'm working on right now.
Oh, can we see some?
Moleskin storybooks. I hoarded them for years because I know they weren't going to carry them anymore. Can't get them. I can't, and all their sketchbooks in the right size. I can't get them, so I had to make my own little. It kind of mimics the Moleskin thing. Mm-hmm. So it's drawing every day and not using a pencil, which is a great challenge. But it's also a visual journal, like all the things that I'm doing in my day.
Uh-huh.
But
hold it still for a little bit longer. I want to see it.
Okay.
6 months of drawing, visual journal, Misty Fuse. That's adorable. I love it.
Thanks.
So what's challenging about not using a pencil?
You got to get it right the first time.
Yeah, or you got to give up needing to get it right.
Well, yeah, I'm not into perfectionism at all. I mean, I don't care about that. I just want it to be fun, and I want. I think the most important thing about doing this is that I can record my gratitude, that I'm thankful for things, even though I can't do things. When I had surgery 6 months ago, when I couldn't walk for 6 weeks, it was really hard.
Yeah.
And I documented all in my visual journal. But I think that the one thing that really saved me, besides family and friends and talking to people online, was that I had to find something to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I couldn't I couldn't walk, but I could roll around my house in a wheelchair. I could go in different rooms. I could, roll to the window to look in the backyard. I couldn't go outside because I couldn't get my wheelchair or the hump of going outside.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't make coffee, but I could drink coffee. And, I couldn't, take a walk around the block, but I could still roll around the house. And the weirdest thing is that it recorded all my steps, even though I was rolling in a wheelchair. But, that really helped me in ways that I had no idea that would help. But it just made the healing process a little bit more doable. And I think that prepped me for the pandemic.
Yeah.
Stayed home for 3 months healing. So now I'm home again. But but I have freedom to get in my car and go to my studio. That's the greatest. I can come here, I can lay on the couch, I can read, I can
Touch
sleep.
your fabric. Isn't the couch in the studio the best? I have a couch in my studio too, and I love it.
Yeah, I love it. And people come by, like I leave my front door open. It has a steel, like a scissor door in the front where I can lock it so nobody can get in, but I can see into the parking lot. And I've had other artists that are in my park will come by. Oh, you're laying on that couch again. I'm like, yep. Too bad you don't have one.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't end up laying on my couch, but I love having it there because my kids will come home from school and I'm on the 3rd floor. So they come up and find me and they just chill for a minute. And that's like the therapy couch, I think.
Yeah.
They'll sit there and chat with me for a few minutes before we all go down and get back to work and all that stuff.
I think that's great.
Nice. Yeah. It is really nice. So keeping your gratitude story journal, being able to get to your studio, what are some of the other ways that you're coping with what's going on right now?
I'm doing a lot of cooking. I find that I have more time to like experiment. I'd never made chicken broth before, and that was pretty fun. And boy,
it's not that hard, is it? Right?
Not that hard, but it was, now I have chicken broth in the freezer if I need it for anything. I've made soup. I've made some ramen recipes, which is fun. I'm still making sourdough, and I've been making sourdough since January of last year.
Nice.
So it's just kind of fun to experiment and try different bread recipes, and I've really enjoyed that. And I'm doing a lot of reading too. Reading has such a great escape. You open a book and you don't think about anything else except for the characters in that book. And that's been the greatest escape ever.
Yeah, I've been mindlessly making lots of masks, but listening to audiobooks, my brain's in this place where I can't read the written word right now. I can't focus on it and take it in. Maybe if I had a really good book. Well, the kids and I have been reading aloud.
A good book to read is real. I read the Louise Penny Inspector Gamache series.
Yeah, I'm going to write this down.
Okay, and that was amazing. She's so good at telling a gripping story, and she's really great with character development. So I've read all those, and then now I'm waiting for her next book to come out. Are they
light or are they dark?
No, they're called a cozy mystery.
Okay.
They're really good. And then I started, and then someone else on Instagram recommended another set of books. They're also cozy mysteries by Ellie Griffiths, and it's the Ruth Galloway series. And it's wonderful. I think I'm on like book 10 or something. I think I think this year already I've already read like 30 books.
Nice.
Weird, but I mean,
yeah. Well,
there's no book there that tells you how to survive during a pandemic. But I think you just have to do what you feel comfortable with, what makes you happy. FaceTiming with our family, Zooming with friends and family, keeping us connected so you don't feel so isolated.
Right.
Unless you want to be isolated. I'm isolated today.
And that's fine too, if that's your happy place.
I come here and turn on my music and it's my
sanctuary.
My happy place to be here and enjoy just being by myself.
Good. Nice. What do you look forward to the most when this is done? Just imagining that everything's okay and it's done.
I get on an airplane and go to San Francisco.
Who's in San Francisco?
All of our kids and our grandkids all live in San Francisco. So I want to go. I should be there right now.
Yeah. I miss seeing my family too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will miss, I'm experimenting with sourdough for the first time. And that's been fun. And I know that will drop as soon as I'm busy again. But I miss having the next deadline. I usually have too many deadlines, and I'm usually going a million miles an hour, and I've got other people's schedules to deal with. But not having any deadlines, I'm kind of floating and at a loss. I don't know how to deal with it.
I totally get that. Because that's my whole career, I think it's been driven by deadlines.
Yeah. So I guess I appreciate and enjoy them more than I thought I did.
Yeah, because I think it gives us
purpose.
Yeah, purpose and parameters. You know, like I have a purpose to come in here and make a quilt for an exhibit, and there's motivation with that because you have a deadline, and yeah, I've never really worked in another way. So this is like, I feel, I don't know, it's just like I'm crossing new lakes and rivers with not having a deadline to do anything.
Yeah, it's really, I feel a little unmoored.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's just kind of it's different. As long as I don't think about why I can't like go have lunch with my neighbors in the park, or I can't think about what I would normally be doing on this week, or that I can't go out to lunch, that I can't go out for coffee. So I've actually been perfecting my latte skills.
Excellent.
Bought some really good coffee, and I started to work on my genealogy. I'm thinking this is a great time when I'm home because I'm not really working full time. I'm working, you know, like in the mornings and then go home in the afternoon. But I have all this genealogy that I've just put off. When my parents died, I just couldn't even think about opening up all the boxes. But I got all the boxes out, and I'm going to bring them all to my studio.
I find that's one of my favorite things is not the dates and the paperwork and all that, although some of that is really fascinating if you have something in an ancestor's handwriting,
right,
or an object, but the visuals, the photos,
right,
they set my imagination off, and they've inspired a lot of I have like my abstracts over here, but then my portraiture is almost always inspired by family connections and the imagination that is going on, wondering how was their life, what were they like.
Yeah, I know I just have to wonder, you know, but it must have been so hard. I was reading a letter yesterday, they're talking about, you know, coming into the prairie and seeing Oklahoma for the first time. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, can't even imagine.
Yeah. I have one ancestor family, my fourth great grandmother, I think. Her mother's a native from India. Her daughter's Lord Kent, or her father was Lord Kent, who was a colonialist. She married a British colonialist who was actually Portuguese, and they emigrated here and ended up in Wyoming, of all places. To go from Northeast India to Wyoming, I just can't even imagine that kind of change of lifestyle.
Did they have like a weather guide of where they wanted to be?
I have no idea. They started out on the West Coast. So
interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? There's the stories there must be amazingly fascinating.
Yeah. I love that part.
Yeah,
I just need to sort everything. I've just got boxes and boxes of stuff. And I thought, I'm just going to set up the front of my studio to be the genealogy center.
Cool.
And put everything in like separate file boxes for each surname, and then pick one and start.
Yeah. And get it up online if you can, so that other people can connect and find it too. You find interesting things there. Well, what would you like to say to our people?
Do what you want to do and do what makes you happy.
Yeah, take care of yourself. Take care of others.
Exercise I never really realized this before. True confessions here. Exercise helps majorly with anxiety. Good. And walking, even though I probably will not be walking today because my body doesn't feel good, but exercising really helps with anxiety. Walking is probably one of the best things you can do.
Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah. I'll walk around my studio, but that's about it today. But I usually walk about a mile every day.
Good. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for taking time to chat with me. It's always lovely, lovely, lovely to see your face and be remotely in your presence.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice to say.
All right.
All right. You. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Sewing.